Alrighty, welcome everybody to another week of our eComm profit game plans. For those of you who are new and haven't watched this before, every week we go live in this group. We get members from this community to come up and they bring on their stores and we show them exactly what they have to do over the next 6 to 12 months if they want to see a lot of growth and to see it profitably. That's what we're all about here, is sustainable, profitable growth. So this is a series we do every week, and we encourage, if you have any questions at all, to leave them in the comments below. You'll see a comment section somewhere here, and we'll make sure throughout the show that we get through to that at some point. And also, if you'd like to participate this at the end of towards the end of this week's episode, then just leave your store below in the comments as well. I'll get to you with a link, and we can actually get you on towards the end of today's call. Or if you want to join in next week's, again, just message me or leave a comment somewhere on one of our posts, and we'll get you in for next week's live event as well. So without any further ado, we're going to bring on our guest for today. We have Kate, who runs an amazing business, and she'll have a chance to introduce herself and the business before we jump into it. So, Kate, I'll bring you on stage and we can get going. How are you?
Good, guys. How are you?
Doing really well. Thanks for joining in. Do you mind just giving us a brief introduction to yourself and the business?
Sure. So we are a ladies' footwear retailer. We sell other people's brands, so not our own, which is one of our biggest hurdles, I guess. We have got 4 brick and mortar stores in South Australia and obviously our eComm store, hence what brings me here today. So our eComm store is roughly 6 years old, and last month on the 4th of March we migrated to Shopify. Finally, it was a work in progress, and I guess since then we've seen some it's been amazing because of obviously the accessibility to I guess us having control rather than relying on a dev to do everything. That side of things has been amazing. But since the migration, we've just seen a decline in conversion rate, which is obviously costing us money. So I guess our my kind of priority at the moment is to work out why and how can we fix it.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Let's get into this then. So I'm assuming the URL is shoesboutique.com.au.
Yes.
That's the one.
Shoes.com.au. Yeah.
Yeah, shoes. Yep, got it. Everyone have a look in that and go buy some nice shoes. Put a link in the comment. My wife's gonna love your brand. She's like, can you buy me some? Every week she watches the replays and she's like, can we buy something from that person? And I can see the stuff you sell. She's going to be all over that. So that's cool.
That'd be great.
Let's have a look. So what numbers are you doing? So you got 4 retail stores. You've got the online store. You've moved to Shopify. What kind of numbers are you doing online again at the moment?
This year, like say roughly the last 3 years, somewhere between 1.2 and 1.4.
And that's just via the site, or that's the entire business?
No, just via the site.
Okay, got it. Good. So sizable brand, you're doing pretty well, obviously, in general.
Yeah, but one of our biggest challenges is profit margin because our cost of goods is so high. So being that we're retailing other people's products, obviously our markup is a lot lower than what it would be if it was our own brand. And that's where our biggest probably challenge is when we're advertising, whether it be Facebook or Google. There's, by the time we factor in a cost per acquisition, it doesn't leave much left over.
Right. Who's your audience then? So, I mean, talk to me about that for a second.
Yeah, so our demographic is really, the core demographic is probably 35 to 55, but our split between 25 to 35, 35, 45, 45, 55, and 55, 65 only varies marginally. So basically 25 to 65 even split across the decades, basically. I think one of the things that is attributed to our success is our variety of product and the fact that it does, I guess, appeal to a wide demographic.
Right, got it. Okay. When did this new site go live?
4th of March.
Here-ish, roughly.
And we've had a huge issue with basically the site being indexed. So I can see as of a couple of days ago, the pages have started to get all indexed and we're starting to get organic traffic again. But basically the last month we've had a huge issue with organic traffic and the pages getting indexed.
Yeah. So, who built your website? Because I've missed like really basic stuff. Like you don't even have a H1 tag on your homepage. H1 tag is like, hey, we sell women's shoes, for example. It's like one of the most basic things possible that should be on an e-commerce website of your size. Like I imagine you spend a bit of money on this site, right? Because it's awesome. Well,
yes, yeah, we did certainly.
Yeah.
It was kind of, we had someone offshore helping us. It was a combination between in-house and obviously those resources aren't free, and then someone offshore, but it would be mostly the offshore stuff that would be attributed to, I would say. And that, to me, I'm not going to put my hand up and pretend I'm an expert by any stretch. I actually have no idea what you're referring to. So so helpful already.
Okay, all right. So H1 tag is called heading 1 tag, right, on a website. So Google, think about Google is a blind search engine. You can't see your site. So it goes, well, there should be one H1, one H2, a couple of H3s. And we think that because Kate's made her H1 to say, like, ladies' shoes or women's shoes or whatever, that's the most important word on her thing. So we go, well, we're going to try and rank Kate's business high for that, right? So if, for example, if you sold, I'm just looking around my desk, I'm like a custom men's wallet, if that's my number one thing I sold, and I've got a custom with my name on my wallet and stuff, right? That's your H1 tag. So I see this often. This is like a monster mistake that is super easy to fix, but like to me, that's one reason this is tanking. The other reason is there's no H1, there's no H. Your H2 is completely wrong, and that shouldn't be like this. Your inner pages as well, that's fine. Again, the H2 is completely wrong as well. So there should be like text in here saying, like, hey, welcome to Shoes. This is what we do. We sell dress sneakers. And I'll show you an example. Like you'd use this word and you'd use all of these kind of words in there as well that relate to your brand, and you do a description. There's no H2 in any of these categories at all. Like, have you got an SEO agency helping you at the moment?
No.
Okay, all right. You need to get onto this quick because these are massive issues. Like they're kind of, this is okay here, but it's in the wrong location. It should be up here, and it needs to be in a H. So from an SEO point of view, like bad. That's why this is doing what that's doing. Like your traffic is just, halved from then to then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So this is called SEMrush. The way SEMrush works is it pulls in data from all the internet providers in Australia. So when you go to Google and you search for like ladies handbag, and then my wife searches for ladies handbag, and Chris searches for ladies handbag for himself, and then they buy that data. These guys buy that data from the internet companies and go, these are the things that people are searching for. This is how much volume there is. So in Australia, like these are phrases that people are searching for, right? So people search for like shoes, Norwood, which is I assume you've got a retail store there. There's roughly 390 people a month who search for that keyword. It's usually double that. So shoes, Mitchum, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to find one here, like, even, where's the big one? Just 1,500 people a month search for, so there's the traffic, 1,500 people. It's probably like 3,000 people that actually search for it, but these are all the things you rank for. So you don't actually really rank that amazing for like buy women's shoes. Your position, you're up the top, but traffic is not like it's 40, it's not amazing.
No.
So it's all branded search terms that you're ranking for, as opposed to like ladies' shoes, ladies' sandals, ladies' whatever,
Yeah, and we know that's a massive issue. It's kind of, for me, like the one thing that obviously could lead to profitability because we're not paying for to acquire a sale. Well, in a sense. So yes, that for me is definitely a huge priority. So this is just enforcing that, I guess.
Yeah, you need a really good. So there's a lot of shit SEO agencies out there. Will go, yeah, $1,000, $2,000 a month will fix your problems. It's more than that, right? Because they have to go through and do. I'll give you the formula for what they have to do. They have to go through these pages and properly optimize this. They have to properly optimize the H2 tag. They have to properly optimize your meta title, which is, see how it says white sneakers. That's not good. That's like super basic, the way they've done that. That's just all automated. Then if you go into the description in here as well, so you'll see this. Hang on, meta. So discover timeless elegance with our white sneaker collection. So that's not terrible, but it can be done a lot better than that. Oh, it's actually really short. Yeah, so that they're actually also not good. So a proper SEO campaign, they would optimize that, the H2, the title, the meta descriptions, this stuff on the page, the speed, everything. So there's tons of opportunity here that you could do, and you have to do it for every one of these sections.
Okay.
So I'm not talking about like just going to ChatGPT and go write me some description. It needs to be, what are the keywords that people search for these particular things? Make them as specific as possible to our audience. Put them in there, optimize it. Yeah, tons of opportunity. I mean, this is all stuff that we guide people inside our eComm circle, right? Because you've got huge opportunity here. Let's get on to some other things though. So we'll stick to the product. What's the most popular category on your site?
At the moment, sneakers, but we're leading into boot season now. So like ankle boots is huge, but white sneakers at the moment, I mean, like they're on every single person's feet, right? So
yeah. Okay, so we can sort by featured bestsellers, new to old. That's good. We can sort by, we're doubling up on bestsellers over here for some strange reason. That's not right. Style, flat sneakers, price, size, brand, color, height. It's okay. It's not amazing the way that works, but if we scroll down through here, you can't. There's no social proof. So do you collect reviews? Like
we do, but it's only something so we've only just started doing that since Shopify. Basically, our old site was the worst thing that ever existed as far as us being able to amend things. And the Shopify site was such a process, and we didn't want to invest a huge amount of money into the old site, so we kept putting it off. But we've got Judge Me now, hence what you see there. The reviews you see there have come from Judge Me in the last 30 days.
Yeah, got it. Okay. I think there's an incredible amount of wasted space going on here. Like all this huge amount of space there. I would even go 4 products wide, so you can see more products.
Okay. Can you just have a look actually while we speak? And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Paul. We're just changing something as we speak, and I just would like to know your opinion on it. If you go to the new arrivals section, and just any of it, we're actually changing to have a grey background because we felt that the amount of white space was really kind of polarizing and wasn't very easy to track. So this is the way we're going to make everything render now. Do you feel like with it rendering with the grey background, there's still wasted space, or do you think that that's okay?
It's okay, but my bigger concern is the fact that when you mouse over the images, they don't change and they don't show you like someone wearing the shoe. So do you have the capability to do that?
Yeah, so if you have a look at, we actually did have that functionality and we turned it off because it was slowing the site down, and we can, now that we've speed optimized the site, we can turn it back on. If you have a look at, like go into that product, whatever product, that one might not have had it uploaded yet, but every single product is shot in lifestyle. So we have got a lifestyle image of every single product. It's just given that that's such a new arrival, it probably just hasn't either been shot in photo shoot yet or it's to come.
Yeah. You need people's faces on there. You need people smiling, looking at it, going, great, love it. This is, I enjoy wearing it. Like, because you need movement on these pages, basically. That's a huge issue in my opinion as well. Not hard to fix, depending on how you're doing your theme. Like you should be able to fix it.
I think it was customized. Like I think it was part of the theme, so I don't think that's a problem. I think we can just turn it back on.
Like I'll show you an example. This is a basic version, right? But so this is a client site that we built. for a client, obviously, you know, you mouse over and you're like, oh, it's a beautiful watch box. Like, oh, someone's using it, you know, like, oh, that's really nice. I even like the way that we've done the filters better though on this site than yours. You have to go, there's a lot of friction. I have to go in there and then go do this, and then I have to go in there, and then I have to do this, and I have to go in there. And whereas like this, you just go, oh, I want that, and I want that, and I want this, and I want that.
Like filters just being open, basically.
Yeah, just expand on them, I think would be better.
Okay.
Yeah, so a fair bit of stuff that you can do in there, definitely.
Yeah, the alternate view thing we took off, so obviously that was a mistake.
Yeah. Let's go to the product page as well. Like, you can't, or it's not easy to order the product from here. So like what happened? Oh, it goes there. It's okay. It could probably be done better. On this page. So something that's coming to my mind is what are your audiences older? Like when I say older, don't mean I'm 40, I'm 43, so I consider myself old. So for the ladies,
I'm not saying that personal.
Do you know what I mean? Like for someone that's like maybe 40 plus, the fonts are probably too small. You know, potentially, I reckon you need to crank it up to about 12 or something. Like I can see it fine. I love small fonts, but a lot of people that are 40 plus, you know, 35, their eyesight's getting a little bit, you know, like this is tiny, for example, you know what I mean? Let's get into a few things here. Again, you definitely need like people wearing the product and stuff. Like you look at all the other sites, and that's what they do. There's your brand messaging strategy, in my opinion, is lacking a bit. So for example, I would have information in here such as like, where does my order ship from? Or it's not immediately apparent. Like if I ordered this now, you go, your order ships from, you know, Sydney, Australia. So that I can see it instantly, right? So
that's a good
that's
point.
really missing. It doesn't really have what we call like the meta field benefits on display here, such as like 3 or 4 things that would go in this section here. Like, why would you buy this? You know, super comfy, most comfortable shoe ever, machine washable, loved by thousands of women all over Australia. And you go, tick, tick, tick. Yeah, I want that. Right. More social proof as well. So like, hey, 10 people are currently looking at this site. Right.
Okay.
So I think you're probably doing it on this page. You can see 10 people are viewing it right now, you know?
Yeah. Okay. That's really interesting. Yeah.
You can say stuff like this, you know, like it's pretty, you know, it ships from Australia, blah, blah, blah. Same with like this brand that we work with. The brands that I'm showing you are like brands that we work with, right? So you go into Katrina's brand, and you'll see how, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was sold 10, you know, the people are looking at it. Oh, we're affiliated with these things, for example, right? There's none of that feely stuff going on. It's just like, to me, it feels like you're drop shipping from Shine or something. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, where are a massive Australian brand? You know, like even the logo is kind of hidden a little bit, like it's really small. I might come back to that. So, I mean, all these things are good because there's tons of opportunity that you can fix, right?
And that's what I'm here for. I didn't want to come here and you tell me that everything was perfect. But like, I'm glad. That's what I want to hear, right? I want to be able to fix it.
Yeah. What's the current conversion rate of this site? Do you know?
Just above 1.
Yeah, okay, terrible. Like it should
and
be.
The old site was like 1.7, which we still thought was bad. I was hoping that we were going to migrate to Shopify and be sitting somewhere between 2 and 2.2. 2.2 is where I know around roughly our competitors sit. So that's where I was really hoping we would get to. I didn't by any means think we would go backwards.
Yeah, well, fashion brands should sit between 2.5 and like hitting 4. You're like, mate, amazing, but definitely above 2. Like, which inside our eComm circle, one of our heads of marketing there, Olga, she's worked at brands like Silk Laundry and some really big fashion brands as well. So there's a lot of value that she'll be able to add to this as well. Let's backtrack a bit. So I'm on the page. I don't see anyone's face. That needs to be fixed because you want to see faces.
Okay.
Everything's black. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love like Chris is going to go. Everything at your house is black, Paul. Your car's black. Your everything you wear. But there's a place. Not everything should be black on a website, right? This is not strong enough. it's way, way, way. Is this your brand? And then
my mum started the business. Yeah. So she still
yeah.
works in the business, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then the whole brand communication story is like non-existent, right? Because that is huge, you know, especially in this day and age. Like, you know, hey, this is a family-founded business by mum and daughter, and it's a legacy brand, and that has to be sitting here. You know, we've been around, like, you know, my mum started the business before I was born. Like, we employ women in Australia. We have thousands of reviews. We have, you know, 4 retail stores all over Australia. We have, if you don't love it, you can do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all missing from the front page. And that's hugely important. Like, you don't want people to come to your site and be like, is this like a Shower Pro brand, or is this a Shine, or is this a whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the story? Because people will see you and see your mum and be like, they look lovely. I want to support them.
Yeah.
So lots we can do on the website. So that involves doing a brand communication strategy properly, and definitely some conversion rate audit stuff. What are you doing from a marketing point of view?
So we run Facebook ads, run Google ads, we run obviously just standard socials that most brands would run, reels. We
That's
actually are talking. That's us. Talking about the brand story thing. We're actually having a video shot at the moment because it's 45 years next month. We're actually having a video made of like mum and I in one of the stores talking about it, because we know that that's kind of a massive opportunity that we're not putting enough emphasis on currently.
Yep. Who's doing your meta ads for you?
We're doing them in-house.
Okay, you need to stop doing that because these are not good either. So reasons you should 20% off your first order, free shipping. It's all discounting messaging, discounting. Just this to me, if I'm looking, like if I was going to invest in a brand and I was looking at an eComm brand, I'm like, they need money coming in. This is their main strategy that they're doing at the moment. There needs to be like value ads and brand messaging and bridging the gap kind of social posts. Like, hey, you could buy this stuff or you could buy ours. Like, for these reasons, comparison kind of meta ads and stuff would crush it for you instead of this kind of thing, I think. Again, there's no feeling in them, right? They're just like, here's the shoes. You know, they may convert. Like, do you know what are you spending a month on your ads with these things?
Roughly about 400 a day. So
yeah. And what do you get back from that?
We're sitting somewhere around the 3.5 like ROAS mark. 3.5 to 4.
Surely that's not profitable for you on the margins that you're running on then.
It's just profitable.
It's just like you're making the ATO would be liking you because like someone's getting rich. It's probably the ATO man.
That's right.
Okay, that's good. I mean, if that's getting this, then that says to me that you've got a lot of brand equity in the market and people love you. But super easy things to fix in this. Like our meta ads guy would go, "This is what we're changing," and you get a 4, 5, 6x ROAS from what you're doing. So heaps of opportunity in there. Okay, what have we talked about so far? Meta ads, Google. What are you doing? Google ads?
Mostly PMax.
Okay, so what kind of stuff are you doing in there? What are you spending?
Roughly around, depends on what it spends on the day. Sometimes it doesn't spend budget. It hasn't really been spending budget since we moved to Shopify, but somewhere between 300 and 500 a day. Okay,
so another 25-ish. And what do you get back from that?
Generally more like 4.5 to 5 ROAS.
Okay, so that's better. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We can have a look at that for you. What about email? How many people in your database? Actually, I think I know the answer to this already. So you're spending what you're spending on meta ads, you're spending what you're spending on Google ads. You're not doing email very well, right?
I would hope we're doing it well. I don't know.
When you send an email, what revenue do you get back from that?
I saw you post the other day, and I saw you say it should be $1 an email.
Way more.
Yeah,
that was being a little bit generous, maybe.
Email should be about 50 to 60% of your monthly revenue throughout your entire business. And if were you going to say you have 60,000 people or something?
Yeah. But we don't send, I mean, the volume that we have, like say we send 3 to 4 emails a week, it's not like we send to the 60,000 every time. We segment that out to engage users and things like that.
How many have you got like abandoned cart flows and post-purchase flows and win-back campaigns and special offers, and you've got like urgency and scarcity sales and stuff going out there?
Yeah, so we've got abandoned cart. That's probably one of the other issues that we think since we've moved to Shopify, which like our abandoned carts have gone to a third of what they were before on the old site. So we know that people just aren't reaching checkout. We just don't know why. And so we know that that's an issue. We've recently added the add to cart flow so that we can try and hopefully capture some of those people who are adding to cart, just aren't getting to checkout. We've got browse abandonment. Then we've got, we were just going to set up a win back. We've done like a manual win back previously, but we are setting that up to become a flow. And I think that's it for now.
Okay. All right. So would I be right in assuming that probably gets you from a e-commerce point of view, you're getting what, 20 grand a month from your email, or 30 or something?
No, I think it's more. Hang on, I'll tell you right now. I think it's more like 50. Last month was email campaigns last month.
I am going to like round this out on a high note, just so you know.
It's all right.
I can feel the energy.
I'm not. As I said to you, I didn't want to come here today and you just say like, yeah, you're smashing it. Awesome job.
That's the cool thing. Every time we do this, it's like, you're already doing awesome, but there are obviously ways you can improve, and it can be done like soon. Like these are things that can be done like really like relatively soon. Like they're just going to make it even better. So it's like a good thing, really.
These are things that can be turned,
yeah.
So these are things that can be turned around in like 3 months or 2 to 3 months, easy.
Yeah. So our Klaviyo conversions, attributed conversions last month in revenue was 54,500.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what the stores kind of do and how much you're pushing to the stores? Like the entire business, what does it do as a monthly?
So the business sits between, I guess, roughly ballpark about 4.2 million.
Got it. Okay. And what does it look like between pushing traffic to the stores from your digital stuff?
And that's the thing that we find as well, because like we capture email addresses for every sale in store. We try to, as much as anyone's willing to. And obviously they come onto our Klaviyo database so that we know that as much as we're sending the email, our revenue per recipient, we feel, isn't as high as it could be if we were just an all eComm brand, because we know we're driving so much of that traffic into store. So much of our South Australian customer base use our email and our website as browsing before they actually visit us in store.
Yeah, got it. Okay. All right, cool. I can see a very clear path here to fix all of this. Brand strat, fix the Crow, fix your Google ads, fix your Meta ads, make your email work better. And then from there, there's probably a whole bunch of other things that I think you need to do next. So it's probably worthwhile having a proper chat about how we can help you with this. But to me, like a lot of the other stuff is great. Been around forever, great products, obviously run a very good operation. Just need to fix the marketing and fix the front end. Now you've probably gone as far as you can go, and it's just like, give me the secrets kind of thing. Do this, change that, aim to get your conversion rates of like 2-3%, and then you're a 10 million or an $8 million a year business. Right.
And that's the frustrating thing for me. I'm like, if the conversion rate was here, we'd be making this much money. And that sounds so easy, but doing it is like obviously a different story.
Well, it is, right? Like I use the analogy. I'm like, people go out on a date, and people who go out on a date and dress nice and talk nice convert better. Whereas a lot of people in the e-commerce land, if I was comparing your website to how you would appear, you went on a date, you would go out wearing your Crocs and your trackies, and you talk like you've been at the pub. So like, if we just fix those two things, then you're going to convert way better. You're going to find, the perfect partner, blah, 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 blah. So using that analogy, like you go, you're at about half of where you need to be. If you fix your brand strategy and you fix your conversion rate strategy, and then you drive better traffic to your website, it should be a no-brainer that these things fix themselves, because you've already got, like, the biggest thing for me that's popping out in my head is, like, you're doing $4 million a year and your website's converting at, under 1%. So every month that you don't know what you're doing to fix the issue, you're losing like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in potential revenue as well. So it's probably come to the time. It's come to time to go, I should probably just get someone who knows how to fix this for me very quickly. You know what I mean? And go, and because a lot of people try and figure it out, and you figured it out great. Like, you don't get me wrong, like, heaps of people will be on this call will be going, bloody hell, 45 years Aussie brand, 4 mil a year ago, we're jealous. But someone like you're like, well, hang on a second. Like, if I can just improve everything by 10% alone, it's going to give me another $500,000 in revenue.
Oh, and for 45 years, it's actually not great, right? Like, if anything, it's probably the opposite.
It's to be around for that long, I think, as a business.
No, I think it's great. You should be stoked. I'd be super proud to be like,
Yeah. No, and it's not that I'm not proud. I think I know what the bar is, and I know where we should be sitting. And we're sitting so much further below where I think the bar is. So I think that's it. I just have high expectations about where we should be sitting, and I know it's so far from that.
I think, Paul, you probably attest to that. That's like a great mindset as a business owner. Like, we're doing well, but in the bottom of your heart, you could be doing 3-4 times better.
Is that your phone, Chris? Is that yours?
Sorry, no, it's someone in there. Sorry, someone in the office.
I don't have that ringtone. No.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm so used to those noises coming in, I just block them out.
Yeah, there should be a $10 million brand in a year or two. Easy. I think, by fixing the basics. So let's have a chat about how to do that, I reckon, and then get moving on these things and just go, let's fix them. So, because like I said, I want to make the point, great operations. I'm sure they have an amazing experience in the store, great product, blah, blah, blah.
And we've got a really good returning customer rate. So, like, I know that once we get the customer, we keep them. But the problem is we just need to find more customers.
Yeah, well, and be able to acquire them profitably. So if you fix if the website, and I'm not saying we're going to scrap this website, we're going to fix what we can fix right now, because everyone's already I went from this custom system and that was a pain in the ass to this new system, and I've had enough of websites, but I'm like, let's always fix what we can fix on here and fix the brand and do a proper digital strategy and audit everything properly. And go, cool. This is what we need to do moving forward next, and go, we'll just do that. Let the dust settle for a bit and go, hey, this is what's happened. We've gone from, what we're doing last month. We've grown a bit. What's next? Right. But I work with a lot of brands. I can easily see this being, inside of a year or two, double. As long as I'll preface this by saying, as long as the world doesn't go to crap and there's a bloody war or some thing or whatever, you know what I mean? But as long as it keeps going pretty good, like, should be easy enough.
Could take on another COVID for sure.
I was going to say, if anything, what happened was good for eComm. So
yeah, exactly. No, thanks, guys. I really appreciate your insights. Definitely, really, really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
No worries. So
a couple comments will just jump. Oh, by the way, I've just seen like a bit of an influx of people watching. So that being said, look, we do have a bit of time to keep going. So if you have questions, or even if you want to jump on as well, and do similar stuff with your business, just leave a comment or leave your brand below and we'll get you on. But make sure you're leaving any questions, and we'll, we've got still probably about 20 minutes we could dedicate to this. But we do have a couple things. So one was just, wow, 45 years celebrated for sure. I think this is a sentiment, okay, that a lot of people would, if you're an Aussie brand and you've managed, like, as a family brand, you built a legacy that can last 45 years and still be operating, that's amazing. And I think a lot of people, it's just a kind of like, well done.
Yeah.
You've done great things up until now.
Is your mum still in the business as well? Is she still involved?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's, in fact, I can't get her out. She works like 7 days a week. It's, it's the one on like Sunday I'll ring and be like, do you want to see the kids? She's like, oh, sorry, I've gone to work. So I have quite the opposite problem. Yeah. I can't get her off the shop.
That's awesome. My family built La Porchetta. There's like a pizza chain. I don't know if it's in South Australia. In Melbourne, it's quite big, and it's a similar thing. It's about 40 years, and it's gone through legacy and generations. And it's just like that's like becomes Aussie culture. So that stuff is really.
It's like workaholics.
Yeah.
Yeah, workaholics. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I don't think workaholic is a bad thing. Some people just like like I say it, people are like, why are you up at 2 a.m.? I'm like, I like building things. I'm building businesses and I'm helping people build things. I'm like, I could be sleeping, but like, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Mum had me on the shop floor when I was 3 days old in a bassinet, and I swore I'd never do that to my own children. And then, like, half an hour after I delivered our first baby, payroll's ringing me going, you haven't approved timesheets yet. I'm like, just give me half an hour and I'll come back to it. So I've done exactly the same thing to my own children.
It's obviously in your DNA.
Yeah, it's good. It's in the genetics. Yeah.
We have another question. So shipping costs to customers, is this something that do you add the shipping cost to your price in checkout? Because it could also be contributing to drop cart. I don't know who left this comment, but it's probably a point to bring up.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this yesterday, and we think agree. I agree with that. I think that we could make the messaging around the free shipping probably clearer and more of a feature.
Yeah, it should say it in your cart. Hey, you have received free shipping because you've ordered over $100. It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it does have that messaging, but more so on the product page, I think they could be clearer so that it kind of contributes to them wanting to add to cart. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, your wording is in like grey and black text. So yeah, it looks bad as well. Like even me as a very seasoned eComm person, I'm like, oh, where's the shipping information? Oh, there it is. You can't even see it. Like it's hidden. So absolutely. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
We'll definitely have to have a chat about this. We'll do a one-to-one call and we'll talk about how we can help you. But
love to.
Yeah,
beautiful. From this user again, sorry guys, your names don't come through in these comments, so that's the only reason I'm not bringing up your names. But I'm 1 year into an e-commerce business, so 45 years is amazing. Congratulations. We have a bit of time, so just link your store below, and we'll get you up on the live as well if you're still watching.
Or do you have other questions, Kate? No, I mean, and it can be anything, even if it's like, what are we going to talk about on the other call, Paul? You know what I mean? So,
I guess maybe going. I don't know whether this is when you said, Paul, I guess going away from. Why were you encouraging to stop doing, aside from obviously the fact we're not doing it well, to stop doing the Facebook ads in-house?
Look, I'm not one of those. I'm not pro or against either. So there's other eComm coaches out there, and I have a lot of respect for them. But some of them are like, bring it in-house, and then there's other ones that say outsource it all, and then there's other ones that are like, do it yourself. My comment around that was, at the moment, it's not being done well. So to fix that, you go hire someone to do it well and bring them in-house to do it. But it would probably be you doing that. And I'm sure you've got more than enough bloody stuff to do at the moment. So there are a lot of really, really good freelancers, agencies and stuff out there that can do it really well for you. Fortunately, the way that we run our e-commerce circle communities, we build a community around you of like really, really good people that work with you, work with us and so forth. So I would encourage you to like start with like a freelance person that is vetted and very talented, and then potentially move to an in-house person when you go, hey, we're spending 50 grand a month now, 100 grand a month, and we're getting $1 million back in return. I don't think you need to start there and get that person in full time. Because they're also they can be expensive and so forth. So like, in my opinion, so there's like, in like transparency, there's great coaches out there like Jay Wright from the eCommerce Equation, you know what I mean? And he's very like bring them in-house and so forth. And he deals with very big brands and whatnot who are doing $1 million a month and stuff. So at that size, you're like, yeah, sure, bring someone in-house and so forth. But I think you're far away from that at the moment a little bit. So I'm like, let's just crack the code a little bit and get it going better, and then go, hey, like this is working for us, or we are going to go and do the in-house model, right? And then go, that's it, full-time person. There's pluses and minuses to both of those two things. I guess all my point is, at the moment, is just not being done well, because I looked at it, I'm like, they're not good. So whichever way we decide to do, there's plenty of options in how you can do that. So does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. What other questions would I have? So I guess I'm just looking at some of the changes that I sent off yesterday that we were hoping again, one of the things that we recently did was we took the shop pay button off the product page. We just didn't know whether for our demographic, so it basically sat under the add to cart page, like obviously just the bright purple shop pay button. We took it off because we didn't know whether maybe that was confusing our customer base, and particularly given some of our demographic is, like you mentioned, a little bit older. I wondered whether that was contributing to them not reaching checkout. So we took it off. Would that be something that you think it would have contributed or could have contributed to? Like,
I won't even shop with a Shopify store if they don't have shop pay, and there's a lot of people out there like me, because you click shop pay and it goes, here's your 4-digit code to log in, you check out, you're done in a second. If you don't have that, you've got to do the whole it's slower and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and that's how I feel too.
Yeah, I think you should have both. Oh, so I want to say that there's like a definitive answer to this question, but I actually don't think there is. Like, we work with brands doing anywhere from like $10,000 a month to doing $2 million a month, right? And I haven't actually found that there's a definitive like you have to do this for any of those ones. Some people go, yeah, we've got shop pay and it crushes. Other people go, we've got shop pay and it's a bloody headache. It causes issues and blah, 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 blah.
We just get the odd person calling being like, oh, I'm confused. You didn't have Afterpay and you didn't have PayPal and whatnot. And I think it's because they're seeing shop pay as like the obvious checkout option, and they're not seeing the other options because of that.
Yeah. I would put it back on. Absolutely.
Okay.
I think you should have it. Give people the payment options. So
okay, easy. That's
cool. Someone said,
feedback.
why not have them? Why not have them all? Look, I'm very pro. Don't give Afterpay too much airtime because you're giving away a huge chunk of your revenue. However, we are heading into, and I think this is a thing a lot of like eComm people and coaches and stuff don't think about, is we're in an interesting space at the moment in Australia where discretionary spending and stuff is not as good as it used to be, right? So things like Afterpay for a brand like yours, people who are familiar with it will go, you know what, I'm going to put it on Afterpay. I need another pair of shoes. So you've got to weigh that up and go, it's probably good to have there. And I might lose some revenue, but it's there and I'm going to get those sales. So there's, sometimes Afterpay though, if you're absolutely crushing it and you're just going like, you go, well, you don't need it. You're just giving away your revenue. But if you're in that space of like, well, I've got a lot of mouths to feed and I kind of don't want to miss any orders and blah, 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 then it's good to have. And also, if your competitors offer the same product and they don't have Afterpay, you definitely want to have Afterpay,
Yeah.
So
and we've got it. It's actually not massively used on our site. So I know we've got to have it. I'm not willing to take it off by any stretch. It was more so I just didn't know whether that shop pay button was, you had seen it assist or decline conversion rates one way or the other. But as you said,
it's not definitive.
Yeah. The other thing I didn't know, which we didn't have on our previous site, was the find in store button on the product page. So obviously that just allows our South Australia, because what we were finding from a customer service perspective is the phone just rang all day in the stores because customers would see things online and not know whether it was available to pick up. And now that we've included the find in store, obviously it's helped from like an operational perspective, but I don't know whether that's maybe contributing to people not getting to check out.
I'm like, where is it? Oh, yeah, there you go, under the other cart. Like, see, everything's black, right?
Yeah, we just sent off changes yesterday for that to be made grey with like a very, very light grey with a black border and black text.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the right location, to be honest.
Okay, where do you think it should sit?
Not there. I need to have a look at it. Even the way that it functions, it doesn't function nice. Like, I can't just like click on the phone number and call it from here or anything.
That's good feedback.
There's no directions.
Just
to the
say,
store as well.
If you're intending on sharing your screen, just so you know it's not up.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. I'll do it though. Come on, share screen. There we go. I can hear like a truck beeping over.
Sorry, that's in our warehouse downstairs. Sorry.
Work's going to continue.
So if you go through the flow of this page, this is too small. This should say brand, price is right. That's okay. Collars, these things are different. Sizing guide is in the wrong location. Add the cart button is the wrong color. Find in store is definitely not. It should probably be sitting up here as well. I would. Oh, it's over there. Okay, I'd move that because.
So sorry, because find us store is different to find in store. So find in store is to see if the product is available in that store in that size.
In the store, yeah, righto. Okay. Yeah, I think that needs to move, but all right, have a look in here. Yeah, so I can't click this. There's no directions to the store either, like a Google map or something. I'm also wondering how this works in terms of it being. People go, oh, they've only got South Australian stores. Like, do they actually ship Australia wide or something? Like, I think it'd be important to have some messaging in here saying, like, you know, hey, we ship Australia wide. However, we also have like 4 retail stores in South Australia.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Because you have this kind of stuff sitting down here, click and collect available, but it's just all in the wrong location, just the way this is kind of sitting. And I mean, here's the fold, right, on your website, and here's below the fold. So a lot of the stuff that's quite important, like returns.
Yeah.
Like this is sitting hidden in an accordion. So that's not right. And then you've got these things are really important, are also like below the fold. So
yeah. Okay.
I reckon, and you know, let's get the dust settled on this site, but it potentially is going to be a rebuild at some point, just because the way they put things in a weird location. I mean, look, the good thing for you is that you've done all. Oh, hang on, we've entered like the matrix here. I'll turn that off. There you go. Yeah. They've just got things in really weird locations. It hasn't been built by someone who understands usability or conversion rate optimization or brand psychology or anything. It's like, but yeah, the good thing is at least you've got everything on Shopify now. You've got your products, you've got your collections. It's just like you need a high converting theme, which is the next bit. So, I mean, that's something that we do. We have, like, I've developed a process that has a 300-point checklist and go, hey, on the homepage, there should be these 100 things in this order. On the collection page, there should be these 80 things in this order. On the product page, there should be these 90 things in this order. In the cart, it should say this on the, you know what I mean? So at some point, it'll probably change, I think.
Yeah. That's
not right now.
Given all the energy and time we've put into it, I want to cry.
Don't cry. No. You just haven't, you know, like you just haven't found people who actually know what they're doing to do it yet, right?
So I think you're probably looking at that person. You're looking at the person who's like the one giving all the directions. So the buck stops with me, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry.
You've done a great job, though. Like there sounds a lot of negativity, but like there should be a lot of positivity. That like there's these things you can change easily. Like,
yeah. And look, it's all good. Like at the end of the day, I'm here to hear the improvements. So it's
I have clients that have come to me and they go, "We've got a great website, Paul." And I look at their website and they have on the homepage this is like phone number, logo, huge font, about us, 3 products, and they think it's great. And I'm like, it's like, and I'm like, what revenue are you doing? Oh, we did $8 million last year with that website. I'm like, well, we should probably fix that. Yeah. So,
that's what really annoys me. Sometimes I like look at websites and they're like, oh, they're doing X amount of $1 million, and I'm like, this thing, how? Yeah. And like, anyway.
Yeah. Yours has got too much going on, and it's just in the wrong location. A lot of it. That's the problem. So, but all easily fixable quickly. That's the good thing. So,
we'll be in touch. I just want to go through our last couple questions as well. This one was like I thought interesting. It's all about trust. If you've been there for a long time, communicate it, and this just kind of goes to that brand communication that we said a while back. You know, like as a small Australian business, just understanding like the story, it's so effective. It's so powerful for us, like to connect to a brand. So that's very true. We had Jesse Emia from I believe it's Keep Safe 3PL joining in. Thank you for joining in, Jesse. Hope you're enjoying it. Have you integrated a CRM for extra personal touch points and communication? Is this even something that we necessarily do, Paul.
Yeah, that's what your email will do for you.
With Klaviyo, yeah, but not like.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what this comment is specifically talking about, but yeah, with email for sure.
I'm looking.
Yeah, I mean, like the welcome journeys, like setting up a welcome journey flows on our list of things to do as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Windsor Smith website. I think that's my friend James Gatwood commented on that. That's an ugly website. So
that's what I was just looking at the link. Like, honestly, how are they doing 1.5?
Well, Windsor Smith is a monster brand. Like
it is. We used to stock it, so I understand it's got wholesale plus retail push plus.
So that Windsor Smith website should be doing like $5 million a month, but that website is a piece of crap. So if Windsor Smith are watching this, heads up. The website's not good, guys.
Yeah, we should get James to introduce us to the guy.
Yeah, get us on, James.
Yeah, James. Yes. We'll send you some more toys from Toy Fox. But like that's awesome though. Like I think for everyone watching this, you would be very surprised because a lot of people might look at you, Kate, and be like, she's a monster compared to me. Like I just started, maybe I'm doing 10, 15K a month. So maybe what we're going through now isn't exactly for them. But the truth is, like we just said, like we come across brands doing anywhere from like even 15K a month to, you know, a few 100,000 to like even $1 million a month who are making these same mistakes. And it's like they could all, even though they're doing great, it's like you at where you're at right now, you're doing great, but you know you could be so much better. Everyone is kind of in that position. Everyone could be doing a little bit better. And a lot of people actually are missing these foundations. So just because you see a bigger brand, this for everyone watching, just because you see a bigger brand that's, you know, maybe a little bit more experienced or doing more revenue than you, doesn't mean that they're not making the same mistakes. So all this information stuff everyone can take and kind of like really make a change on their businesses right now. With that being said, I do want to
please take note though. One thing that Kate obviously is doing exceptionally well is they sell really, really good products and they run a really, really good company. So before you get excited about building the world's best, beautiful, high converting website and brand communication strategy and running ads and all of that other stuff, make sure you're selling good products like Kate sells, you know, and provide a great service like Kate sells, right? And then do the other stuff. So she's already doing a lot right. So now it's just fix the other things that she doesn't know how to fix, you know, and then you go, oh, great, up to the next level, right? And then at the next level, unfortunately, there's another devil. So, you know, there's always another one.
There's always the next bit. Yeah, absolutely. They fired, this is James, they fired me happily. Love to hear that.
I didn't like working with me, but James, if it's any consolation.
We'll connect you guys. And Jesse, the chat's a little laggy, but worth trying to understand the gaps. I think maybe Jesse, so we just usually wait until we answer questions when there's a bit of a lull. So maybe that's why, but I'll check into why we're lagging a little bit. But thank you again for tuning in. Something I want to drop quickly is for those of you who are looking for a way to take this information and maybe you want to apply it yourself. We have courses that are, you know, they're ridiculously cheap. They're about $97 at the moment each. One for conversion rate optimization, I'll link you, and then one for branding. If there's something you want to go in and look at and just have a try to make these changes yourself, I definitely recommend going and having a look at these. So I'll just link them below. So this is the conversion rate.
Yeah, but that's for people not at Kate's level. That's for the people that are kind of like, I don't know anything and I want to learn the basics, a very, very high level version in like 3 or 4 hours, right? So you go through the Crow course and there's 3 videos. You're like, wow, I've learned 20 years of conversion rate optimization knowledge in like 3 hours and now I'm good at it. But in Kate's level, Chris is going to talk about that. That's where you go, hey, we join the eComm circle and you go, hey, Paul, just tell me what to fix. All right. So I'll back to you, Chris, to talk. I just want to make sure that these calls are designed for both people that are like doing nothing and people that are crushing it. So we help people at both different levels, right? So I certainly wouldn't expect Kate to go and buy a $90 course and be like, great, I'll just go and implement it all. So Chris will talk about the eComm circle and how we do that next.
Yeah, no worries. So I'll link this as well. So guys, this is the eCommerce circle page, which is, you know, we're updating this every single day. But basically, you would have heard Paul mention this a few times when we work with people inside the eCommerce circle. This is our premium community where we kind of go in the corners of local, you know, or not local, but, you know, Aussie online businesses. A lot of them do have local stores like yourself, Kate, who really need a high level of understanding behind them to help make the right moves. For example, to come in and say, look, your conversion rate needs to change, your blueprint needs to change, so your branding needs to change. We've got Paul just going up through the page. But essentially, it's for people who want to move fast and want to have us directly in the corner to get the results that they're looking for. Paul's been doing this for 20 plus years. We have a killer team. No one's doing it the way we're doing it. So definitely go have a look at this. And if you feel like you're stagnating in your business and you want to figure out how to grow it profitably, Paul's going to take you through a couple of things that we do in the circle right now, just to give you a very clear picture of how it is that we get the results that we do. Do you want to just go through the main ones, Paul?
Oh, okay. I'm going to ammo. Right then. Cool. No worries.
Yeah,
thanks for the notice.
So you got the mirror board up.
Yeah, like so quickly, right? Like if you look at an e-commerce business, you can see this beautiful document that we've got here. These bricks, so are all the issues that people have in an e-commerce business. So they don't, their brand communication is not done well. The positioning of their brand is not done well. Their website does not convert. Their finances, some people don't understand their finances. Some people don't even know which products are popular or collections of product popular and what the product journey looks like. And they also need help with sourcing their products or inventory management between different systems. I'm always surprised at the amount of people who don't have a digital strategy that covers like search engine optimization, Google ads, meta ads, email, everything, right? And then most people have no idea at any level. I'd coach people to do like $2 million a month down to $2 a month. And people don't know how to manage themselves or manage their staff or manage their agencies. And they don't know what metrics to look at. So this is just like one level of what we do in here, and we will help you get like $1 million brand, right? So our goal is to get you to like $500,000, $1 million, multiple million a year, blah, blah, blah. Then the next bit down in here is like, what are the next products that we want to sell and where else are we going to sell the products? So this may not apply to Kate. You know, we're probably not going to put her products on Etsy or eBay or whatever, but a lot of other brands need to, because they're huge marketplaces and these are where you can go and crush it. You can, however, go, how do we do wholesale, retail, and so forth as well? Really important. And then we help people like bricks and clicks. So how do we do omni-channel retail? So how does your retail store and your online store converge so that you're doing well, right? I won't go into this section down here at the moment. I meet a lot of people that have got really great businesses. A lot of people have terrible businesses, and people having issues with like mindset, mental health, limiting beliefs. We kind of help with that, right? I'll keep going a little bit more just to kind of talk about things, but there's kind of two ways that we can help people. So one is we help them in what we call our Circle Plus community, which is group coaching for anyone that's doing like, just getting started to $50K a month kind of thing. And that's group coaching. But someone like Kate though, Kate will join probably our Inner Circle program, and we would go, all right, Kate needs help with her brand strategy. She needs help with her website. She needs help with her, just the connection of the finance stuff into her promotional marketing activities. And then she also needs to do, we come along and we do a thing like this called our scorecard for Kate. So I'll show you something in here. Where is the scorecard? Hang on, I'll add up another one. So the first thing we do for anyone when we look at someone's business, can everyone see my screen still?
Yeah, good.
So this is how an e-com business gets broken up, right? So it's like product, your customers, the profitability, your promotion, your customers, the platform, your performance, the people in your business, how your business is protected, and your daily ops. And we come through and we audit everything and go, hey, we're going to give you a 5, a 4, a 3, a 9, a blah, 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 and go, this is where you are right now. You need to get to a 10 on all of them. So in someone like Kate's example, like if Kate got to a 10 or a 9 even on all of them, then her business would double, right? So, and then all of this kind of gets delivered like this, this is what we do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, all the way up to like a full year. So this is a really, really small snapshot of how we do this with people. So we have, like our finance coach in the circle was previously CFO for a $7 billion company. My business partner, Chris, has run agencies for 20 years. One of our head of marketing, Olga, she's worked at brands like L'Oreal and Silk Laundry and other brands. Our Google ads people and our meta ads people and our email people, they're all in the community coaching people at different levels. So for someone like Kate, they're like, we're just going to do it for you. But other people will go, we'll teach you how to do it, right? But this is all inside of our Slack community. So we add you to Slack, you join, we coach, we do a group coaching call every Tuesday. You know, someone gets on and go, hey, this is what I'm doing at the moment to do $1 million a month online. This is what I'm doing to work with influencers, blah, 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 blah. So whatever any level someone is at, we go, cool, these are your next moves that you need to make, basically. It's not like, here's a shit load of content, go and watch it, get more confused, and then try and figure it out on yourself. None of that. This is like, this is exactly what you do, go do it, and then we'll come back and we'll do the next step. So, yeah, it kind of turned into a bit of a pitch there, I guess. But, so that's kind of how we help people, really. Like, it's very tactical. It's not like go to YouTube, watch 7 videos about how do I do SEO, walk away and be like, I've got infobesity because I'm so confused because I've just consumed all this content. And I'm like, I still don't know what to bloody do. Or I did it and it didn't work, right? So none of that stuff in there. You know, I have access at any point in time to like hundreds of Shopify stores and hundreds of Shopify brands. I'm like, this is what's working, you know, and this is what I've always done. Do this, you know, go, all right, thank you. See you next week. So, but yeah, if anyone's interested in that, chat to Chris. And yeah, we'll have a chat. I will add as well, like, we're actually very picky about who we do work with. I don't let everybody in. Like, if you sell rubbish products, I have no interest in helping you. If you're a family founded brand, sell good products, look after your customers, treat your staff good, are fun to work with, you know, I love that kind of audience. There's a lot of people who aren't for me, you know, so I'm like, no, sorry, you can't come in. You're going to be annoying.
Yeah.
So
there might be something out there that works for them. It's just not what we do.
It's not, yeah, exactly. So, you know, very protective of who's in our community as well. So,
yeah, that's how Paul stays fired up to do these kind of things every day, because we only let in, you know.
Oh, I don't want to be hanging around people that are like rude and obnoxious and just like heroes. And like, this is all like, we're doing a retreat. You know, this is just us talking. So we're literally doing a retreat like next week.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. You know, and we've got 30 people coming, and like there's about 9 couples coming, and they're all bringing their kids. They're all got like 1-year-old, 2-year-olds. You know, like, yeah, we've got a nanny. I've organized a nanny to look after them, and board and games, and we'll talk about business, and the kids will play. And some people got older kids. It's like, that's what our community is about, right? So
the older kids are there to look after the 1-year-olds, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Sometimes, yeah, depends. Yeah, perfect.
I'm fun. Who's the I'm fun person?
That's James Cashett, who has a pretty monster brand himself.
All right. Yeah, no trips to Fiji because my kids are too little. So I've got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
We'll get.
That's where I'm at, Paul. 3 and 1.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Fun times.
Oh, how are you getting anything done?
My poor children are in childcare 4 days a week. So, yeah, my 3.5-year-old, she'll start kindy in a couple of months. And then my 1-and-a-bit-year-old is, I spend a lot of late nights. A lot of work gets done after 7:30 p.m. But
all right. So the big takeaway for you, if you do one thing off this call, then is we need to work out a plan for you to be able to, like, there's a great book I just read called Buyback Time. Go buy it if you haven't heard of book Buyback Time. It's a very common phrase, but we got to go. Kate does 8 hours a day on these tasks. My first mission with someone like you is I'm taking all these tasks off your plate, giving them to someone who can do them better and give you more money so that you have more time to spend with your kids, because you can't get that time back, right? So
no,
I have many dads and mums in there, and they're like, I now have more time. That's why Chris Haynes is in our community. He's like, it was great at Christmas because someone's doing my email, my Klaviyo, same thing, my Google ads, my Meta ads. He goes, we had time with Elsie, our daughter. He goes, that for me, it's great that our business has grown, but for me, that's the most important thing.
Non-tangibles.
You know what I mean? Because I can't get that time back. So that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I'm like, once they're 10, they don't want us anymore anyway, right? So you've got 7 years, you know, before I go, well, I've missed the chance. So
sometimes my 3.5-year-old doesn't even want me near her. So
yeah, okay, all right. Well,
no.
Let's
and that's the thing too. I always swore I would never do what my mother did to me. Not that her and I have a great relationship, but it's embedded in my mind about how hard she worked. And, you know, obviously everyone has to make sacrifices in life, but I was certain I wouldn't do that to my kids. And sure enough, here we are.
It's fixable. Well, the good news is it's fixable.
Yeah.
It's
it
fixable.
is. Anything is, right?
Yeah. All right.
This has been awesome. So anyone watching, if you liked this session, really, that's what I'll say. If you like the session that Paul and the value Paul gives in these, these lives once a week, this is the kind of stuff that goes on every single day in the community, in the circle, and it's at an even like deeper level than this. So go and check that link out, or message me or anyone else from the team in the Facebook group, and we'll at least start that chat and see if we can't connect you with the team as well. Otherwise, Kate, thank you so much for joining in.
Thanks, Kate.
It was lovely. Got a great business, and we'll connect us after this call. And thank you everyone else for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.